Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of journaling about the week before last. I didn't do a journal with me video last week, so I'm playing a little bit of catch up this week. The first thing I'm journaling about is a birthday party that we went to. It was my cousin's birthday. She turned 6. So the kids had a lot of fun, and I only had a couple of things from the birthday party. I just had this one picture and the napkin. So I'm going to try to figure out how to fill up a page with just these two things. So I decided that I would frame the pictures. I had this little sticker frame, and I'm just gonna stick that on top of the picture just to make it a little bit more interesting and not just glue a picture straight down to the page. So I stuck that down and I cut the picture down, and then I needed something to pair with the picture at the bottom of the page just to fill in all that space. So I thought originally that I was gonna put like a linen there, but I end up going with it's like a calendar page instead. It was just a printable from an Etsy shop, I'm not sure where. So yeah, I end up going with this calendar page, still trying to figure out what else I want to do to this because there's still going to be some awkward space on the page. But I decided to just do the calendar and the picture, so I go ahead and glue all that down. I'm just using a glue stick, even for the napkin, because it's easier and it doesn't take very long to dry. Obviously, if I wanted something to last a little bit longer, I'd probably use matte medium for that napkin, but I just don't like to wait. So I went ahead and just glued everything down. So there's a little bit of an awkward space above that picture, and I decided to just fill it with a little label, and I can write the date on that or something later. And then I pulled out my stickers, and I just started sticking stickers all over the page. I'm not sure what it was about stickers, but I kind of went crazy with these spreads today. And then the last thing I included were these little confetti pieces. So she got like an LOL doll and it had confetti all in it. And so it made a huge mess and it was literally everywhere. And I picked up some of it because it was fun. And I'm just gluing that down. And that's all I do to that page. Very simple page. So most of this journal is filled up. I'm looking for kind of a big area where I can do lots of journaling because I had an idea to like write some of my favorite Christmas carols down, and I had another event that I wanted to write about. So I thought that I was going to go with this page originally, but that little collage in the corner just kind of got in my way, and I wanted to be able to do journaling on the page as well, and I really wanted to include this little children's carol book printable. So I end up going with a different page in a minute. So yeah, I end up going with this, and all three of these are printables from various shops. the ledger paper is also printable, and I just sized it down so that it would actually fit on one of the pages in my journal. And then I'm just going to cut this linen down, and I'll save the rest of that for later. And yeah, I just go ahead and glue everything down. Super simple. And that ledger paper is going to be where I do my journaling for this spread. And then on the opposite page, I had this this like index thing. I've had this forever, but I really liked it because it folds out so much. So I wanted to cover the inside with some journaling space, and I had this little note card type thing that I got from my friend Kay, and she also sent me several other things. This is another napkin that she sent me. So I'm gonna kind of glue that on as a background just to kind of break up the white space on that page, and then I'll glue the index paper on top of that. So this is like an old ad. Doesn't look super old, but yeah, I had it in my stash, and it has like little kids having a snowball fight. So I wanted to include that on the page as well. So I end up cutting it down a little bit so that it will fit on the front of the index paper. And then I also had a linen that looked really good with the colors of that ad, so I used that to fill up the bottom part of that index paper that it wouldn't cover. And then I wanted to do something else to the inside to give myself a little bit more journaling space. So I ended up pulling out this marbled paper. It was like reds and greens. It's also printable from Etsy. I just printed it out as big as I possibly could. So I'm cutting it down, and I'm just going to glue that straight down to the page. And then I also had like a little scrap of Christmas paper from a couple years ago maybe, and I sewed straight down like this, just a strip of paper. And so yeah, that kind of looks cool like that, and I just glued that straight down to the page as well. I made like several Christmas paper ruffle rolls, and I'm just trying to use up all the scraps that I have, because I have so many Christmas papers and I don't know what to do with them anymore. And then that's just a little label piece to write the date on in the corner. And that's all I did to that page. And for the final page that I'm doing today, I'm going to be journaling about some gifts that I bought. These were like Secret Santa gifts, because we do that in my family because there's so many people and we can't buy gifts for everybody. So I got a couple of people, and when I went ahead and bought their gifts a couple weeks ago. And then I'm putting the receipts from their gifts in this envelope, which I've had for a long time, and I'm not sure where I got it from, but it says tickets and receipts. So I thought it was really cute. It's not actually a Christmas thing, but it ends up working for this page really well, I think. And then, so on top of the gifts that I bought for other people, I also got my dog a sweater, because he literally, he's so small and he walks around and he's like shivering all the time. So I wanted to get him something that would keep him warm, and he's so cute in it. That's my dog. And I became like the crazy dog sweater lady, which is fine, I guess. He ended up taking it off. He didn't like having anything on him, but he was really cute for a little while, and he stayed warm. I don't know why he took it off, but I'll have to get it back on him. So I took apart the packaging to the dog sweater, and I just double-sided taped that to the top of the page. And now I'm trying to get the picture on here and see what I can do to make it look more festive. So I tried a couple linens, and then I remembered that I had a paper doily that I got from the dollar store not too long ago. So I wanted to use that on this page, and I end up just gluing that to the opposite page and then putting his picture on top of that. So I'm pulling out tons of things right now. I feel like maybe I was feeling a little chaotic at that moment because there was so much sitting on my desk. But I do end up narrowing it down a little bit. So like I said, I ran out of glue, so I have to get my other glue stick. I glued that paper doily down to that page, and then I'm just going to put his picture on top of there. And then I had these stickers. They were like corners for pictures, so I just put 2 on the edges of that picture. And then I also pulled out a few more stickers. I just went sticker crazy. I'm not really sure why. I just was having a lot of fun with the stickers today. So I pulled out like a little label piece, and I'm going to use that to write the date. And then I also pulled out the number 14 because it was on December 14th that we went shopping. And then these are pictures of some of the things that I bought. I made those earrings for my sister, which was not a Secret Santa gift, but I made my sister and my mom some stuff just because they appreciate it. There's some people, there's some people in the family that like don't appreciate your handmade gifts, but my mom and my sister either just don't tell me that they don't love my stuff, or they actually do like my stuff. I don't know, but I know my mom does. She likes getting handmade gifts. I hope my sister liked it. I don't know. She did wear them the next day, so maybe she liked them. I used to make jewelry. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but yeah, sometimes I randomly like to make jewelry. It's not something that I do on a regular basis though, because my time is typically taken up by journals, but yeah. So those pictures, I end up just sticking into that envelope because they're not really going to fit on the page, but I wanted to keep them with the page since that's it's relevant to what I was journaling about. This leaf I picked up while we were shopping. It's just random, but I like to put leaves in my journal. I just think they look cool. I just used some washi tape to tape that down, and I had laminated it prior to making this video. And then this is another printable that I had that I'm just going to stick straight down to the page, and it has like a little bit of ledger paper in the collage that they did. So that's where I'm going to do my journaling for this page. And then the Santa paper is just a random scrap of paper that I had, and I really don't want to cut it up because I like the Santa on it. So I'm actually going to staple that to the top of the page there. It's like one of my favorite Christmas papers. So I have not wanted to use it. And then in that awkward space to the left of the ledger, I'm going to put this linen. I just cut it down a little bit so that it wouldn't cover up the picture of my dog, and then I'm gonna glue that down. It did end up coming up a little bit along the edge of the picture of my dog, so I went back later and put some double-sided tape in there just to make sure that it stuck down really good. But for now, I'm just gluing it with a glue stick. And then there's still an awkward space up in the top corner of this page, so I wanted to find something to put up there. I thought that I could use the rest of that linen that I cut apart in the other page, but I end up going with something different. My friend sent me these flowers and I decided to go with those instead. These are just some stickers of dogs and one of them had like a sweater, and then the other one had a dog wrapped up in Christmas lights, so I thought they were really cute and I wanted to include those on this page as well. And then I went back to the flowers and put a brad through the flowers, and then I'm just going to glue them down with some tacky glue up in that corner, and that kind of fills in all that space there. And then that's all I do to that page for now. I do end up going back and doing something in a minute. But this page is actually a continuation of the same day. So we had hot chocolate that night, and every year I tend to make this homemade hot chocolate, which I really love, and sometimes I'll like put coffee in it or something like that. But this year I just made like basic hot chocolate and it was so good. So it's kind of a tradition of mine, and so I wanted to include the recipe on in my journal. So I had this little recipe card cut apart from some paper pad that I had, and obviously I had a picture of my cup of hot chocolate. And then so yeah, I just glued those straight down to the page. And then I also had this, it's like a tag that was on a gift, and on the inside of the tag it was written on, but I decided to cover that up with some tea-dyed paper so that I could use that space for journaling. So I just cut the tea-dyed paper to fit inside, and I just glue that straight down. And then at the top of the tag, I punched a hole and put an eyelet in there so that I could tie on this ribbon. So yeah, that just made it feel a little bit more finished, and I didn't want to staple through the back of the page because there was stuff on the other side, so I ended up just using some double-sided tape to stick that down. And then this is a little piece of lace that Kay also sent me, and I'm just going to staple a little piece of that along the bottom of that page just to fill in that strange gap there. And then I'm just putting a little bit of washi tape down along the top and bottom of that page. Just I guess it just feels more complete that way. It wasn't really necessary, but it looked more finished. And then I just used some tacky glue to glue this button on top of the lace. And that's all I do to that page. So I do end up going back and putting this wrapper of some fruit stripe gum because the kids enjoyed it for literally 5 seconds. It was fun. It was a good memory from my childhood. So yeah, I put that down in the awkward space on that page. So yeah, that's my journaling for the week before last. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will have another video coming out maybe the day after Christmas, journaling about last week so that I can catch up a little bit. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.